Bitcoin 1 year from now, I think is something around 250,000.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, Tom Lee dives into the thrilling possibility of Bitcoin hitting $250,000 by next year and the S&P 500 soaring to $15,000 by 2030. He reveals how AI, smaller cap stocks, and crypto are reshaping markets. Let's catch up with him to uncover these game-changing insights.
I think that markets are at, like a friction point right now because we've had two really good back-to-back year gains. I mean, anyone holding at the start of 2023 is up nearly 50% since then. So I think for anyone looking forward, the risk-reward next year is quite different. So I can really sympathize with someone raising cash like Warren Buffett. Part of his selling, and he had been doing it throughout 2024, may have been in anticipation of potential changes in tax policy, like paying a capital gains tax increase. But that being said, if we didn't look at the level of improvement of stocks for the last 2 years, but just over the next 12 months looked at what lays ahead, I think someone can be optimistic because we know the Fed is cutting interest rates, but at a time when the business cycle is still healthy. So in the 7 times the Fed did cut while we weren't in a recession, markets actually did really well over that period as cost of money falls. And the second is that I think some uncertainties have been cleared up. I think so much of the summer, our clients were sitting on cash and getting nervous, and you could see it in the VIX index because they didn't know who was going to be president. But now that election is behind us, and while I don't think anyone knows what policies are going to emerge because there's a lot of radical policies being offered, including cutting government spending, et cetera, I think it's going to create opportunities for many companies. And I'd say that the way we would sort of look at that is we'd want to be looking at smaller cap stocks because they've really been held back the most. And the third thing I guess is constructive is as by the measures of like how people have deployed cash, it's still a pretty cautious market because margin debt hasn't risen for 5 months now. So that's not typically a sign of euphoria. It's usually a sign of exactly what you said, people getting cautious. And even like investor sentiment, like AAII actually has fallen away. So we're at not that level like where people are so bullish that you have to start to turn bearish.
Bitcoin miners raised over $5 billion in 2024, demonstrating a strong commitment to scaling their operations and enhancing efficiency through significant infrastructure investments. Of this amount, a staggering $3.6 billion was allocated to property, plant, and equipment, PP&E upgrades, marking the highest quarterly expenditure on mining infrastructure since early 2022. These funds were primarily channeled into acquiring cutting-edge mining hardware and developing new sites, aligning with the surging global Bitcoin network hash rate, which recently hit an all-time high of 790 exahashes per second, E/S. Despite the heightened investments, the pace of stock fundraising by miners slowed. Only $813 million was raised through equity in Q3, down sharply from $1.6 billion in Q2. However, debt financing rebounded significantly, with $500 million raised in Q3, marking the highest level since early 2022. Mara Holdings exemplified this trend with its issuance of $1 billion in 0% convertible senior notes, using the funds to purchase 5,771 Bitcoin. A notable shift in 2024 has been the increasing focus on sustainable mining practices. As profitability remains critical, miners are striving to balance environmental responsibility with operational growth, signaling a long-term vision for the industry's future in a rapidly evolving landscape.
Okay, so we're still bullish. Older people are concerned because they see some of these metrics that they historically have worked, but there's a lot of stuff, innovation and so forth going on, which may elongate the bull market. Fair to say?
Yes, that's right. And I think when it comes to earnings and saying earnings are extended, the one thing that has happened this year is earnings have been beating by a huge margin. Even third quarter earnings have beat by 5%. So I think that the trajectory of profits is still better than most people have modeled, and that's a source of positive surprise. One of the reason we have stayed constructive on Bitcoin is the price is following closely the prior halving cycles. The halving cycle, for your viewers, is when the block reward gets cut in half. That happened earlier this year. So there's a reduction in new supply. Mm-hmm. And the sweet spot of that price gain as supply is cut starts to happen towards the end of this year and then into next year. And I think that has supported why we expected Bitcoin to be 100,000. And over the next 12 months, I think something over 250,000 is possible, but maybe highly probable based on just following this price cycle. The second reason I think Bitcoin has maybe more upside than that is because the new administration has run on a pro-Bitcoin platform. And I think that the possibility of the U.S. not only legitimizing Bitcoin, but making it a strategic reserve asset, I think raises what would be the possible price scenarios for Bitcoin. Because if the U.S. government, as they intend, ultimately gets to 1 million Bitcoin, they'll be the largest holder of Bitcoin in the world. And they'd exert enormous positive influence on legitimizing Bitcoin. And maybe I would just add to that, it's almost like taking a playbook from MicroStrategy, because MicroStrategy has proven that using Bitcoin as a balance sheet asset has really created a lot of value for MicroStrategy shareholders.
XRP has surged to a new 2024 high of $1.68, fueled by a bull flag breakout that has energized bullish momentum. The altcoin, which has gained 40% in the past week, continues to form higher highs, suggesting a potential rally toward the $2 mark. This rally has positioned XRP to potentially overtake Binance Coin (BNB) as the fifth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, further amplifying market interest. On-chain metrics highlight the strength of XRP's recent performance. Data from Xrpscan shows a significant rise in active accounts on the XRP ledger, climbing from 15,592 on November 1 to 47,044 by mid-month. This represents a 100% increase in active accounts, while the average daily account activity has doubled, indicating a growing user base and renewed network adoption. Additionally, the number of new accounts activated in November further underscores XRP's resurgence. Ripple's strategic partnership with Archax to launch a tokenized money market fund and Bitwise's rebranding of its European XRP exchange-traded product, ETP, have added to the bullish sentiment. Analysts see immediate price targets around $1.95 to $2.05, aligning with Fibonacci extension levels. However, signs of overbought conditions and declining trading volumes suggest the possibility of a pullback before further gains. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.